we've talked about it with a lad I've had on the podcast previously. It was like gamification of training. Like even Mike
Yeah.
Boyle started putting it in his his people because
Mhm.
he trains a lot of high school athletes, right? And he's like, it's great.
Yeah.
Like they want to beat each other now, so they're training harder and they're
Yeah.
trying to do this. And even though they didn't think they had this much left, but now they're actually pushing because they're like, shit, I'm gonna get above like Sally. Like always trying to get above Sally, weren't you, Dan?
Always.
Yeah, that's the case always. So that's gamification of training. It's pretty cool. Also, yeah, if you're feeling shit, it kind of like maps it out to you, and you're like, actually, you can't lift that today. You're lifting to a speed, not a weight. So
Mm.
it's like, all right, if Dan could today lift 150 kilos at 0.5 meters per second, tomorrow, if he tries it, he might lift it at 0.4. That's too heavy. It's not what I've asked him to do. That would be so we have like a little scale that we have on a few of the lectures for this to map where you're meant to be training. So whether it be like absolute strength, accelerative strength, power, speed, or whatever. So if you were doing those, you would move between different training stimuluses.
Mm.
If you're like going from 0.6 or 0.4. So we'll be training different like qualities essentially. It's easier to map that out to people what you can feel like as well. So you can kind of go up and down the scale for performance a little bit easier. The cons, um, speed equates to different lifts. So there is not a global speed in terms of this scale. I put this together just because it seemed like the most simple thing, but it tends to relate to more deadlifts and squats. And even with that, there are different scales to what people can kind of do because not every lift is made equal, right? If you're doing a concentric
Yeah.
against an eccentric lift, I'm going to award like distance to travel, that kind of stuff. It's a little bit different. You will move a bench press slower than you can squat just at that kind of figure because there's a short of lever, there's not so much muscle mass, all that kind of stuff, and explosive power. There's no like, there's yeah, lots of different things. I think the VBT, the metric guys explain it really well. They've got like I'd encourage everybody who wants to learn about it. They have a Thingbobby group. What's that app? Nerds use it. Discord. They have a Discord group that I'm in. Pretty fucking nerdy, but they talk about it in there a little bit, and it's like, okay, he's got a good YouTube thing. So the metric VBT guy, I think he's called Metric VBT Coach. He made the app that I use. So yeah, that's interesting.